Hello, so this one we are going to start to animate. So I am going to find my starting position and I'll use this control here and I'm going to be looking at my camera. So I want it to be starting right about here. And then I'm going to select all the controls by using our shelf button and hitting S. That's the hotkey, and you'll see this red line, that's a key. And you'll see here that those are red. That means those are keys. They're the same key. Just an FYI. So now I am going to go down and if you're having a hard time knowing how many frames to use, sometimes it's playing it and then making the sound of a ball bouncing. So boing, 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 boing. So boing, 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 boing. And then see where those things are kind of landing. So I think around 11 frames. And we can always edit this afterwards. I have a hard time getting it to be, the timing to be perfect. It's always an adjustment afterwards. So it's kind of like fix on fail kind of situations. So I like the ball to go into the ground just a tiny bit. It makes it feel like it's impacting more on the ground. So something like that. And then I'm going to select the controls and hit S. There we go. And now I'm going to do that same amount of frames, so that would be 22 at the same spot. So to get the exact same spot, you could go to that frame, figure out what control we're actually doing anything. That would be this. You could copy that number and then go back to that frame and paste it in, and then hit key. Or another way to do it is go to your frame that you like, that you want to copy, middle mouse, drag. I'm holding down the middle mouse and dragging all the way to the spot where I want that same frame. Let go of the middle mouse and hit S. I'm going to select the controls and then hit S, sorry. Select the controls through the control button that you made, hit S. And now we have the exact same positioning, and I'm going to look through here, hit play. That's fine. Now is a good point to look at the graph editor. So the graph editor is this. It should be on the bottom here if you clicked it. And you can also go to Windows Animation Graph Editor if you want it there. As a pop-up, you can do that. When we look at this, we only have one parameter here that is actually doing anything, and that's this control, and it's only translate Y. So this green line here. Everything else is flat, so that means it's not moving in space and time. So left to right is time, and up and down is space, so the position in space about that parameter. So if it was moving in translate Z or X, but it's moving in Y. So and we can look at this and we can move it around to get an idea of it in space. So I'm going to move it halfway through so that we can see a change, and then I'm going to use this handle, middle mouse, selecting it up and down to see how that's changing it. And by default, these curves have an ease in and ease out. See how it's like it's flatter, and then it speeds up, and then it's flatter, and then it's flatter, speeds up. So there's a ease in, ease out automatically with these. The settings to set these to different tangents is here, up here. So you can do linear tangent, so it can just go up and down. So if I go like this would be more of a mechanical thing. If I hit play, there we go. See how it just goes up and down, up and down. And then we can change this so that I don't want to see the rest of these frames actually. So I'm going to set this to be 23. So I'll see my 22nd frame, but then actually 22. I want to set that to 22 so that I only see, oops, it'll be on a loop basically. It'll be kind of closer to the end result, because I'm not going to animate past this final frame. Alright, so I'm going to go back and do here, this is spline, so I'm going to do spline, do that, spline, or you can look through here and see which ones you like better. There's that one, that's not doing much. There's these, that's flat tangents. That is step tangent, and this plateau tangent, which is interesting. And so you can move these, but you can't move them left and right. To make that so that I can move these to make this a little bit sharper of a, so I want it to stay on this plateau more, then dip in faster. You can go over to curves and say weighted tangents, and I can select that now. Now it's like a cube or a square, and I can move it left and right. I'm holding down shift, and it's not doing much, but now you see that it's hanging in the air for longer, and then it's going faster and hitting the ground. So I'll do the same thing for this side, kind of just mirroring the same stuff. There we go. And then it's like this. So now if I hit play, it feels a lot better as an animation, right? A lot closer. Another setting that we'll need to do is sometimes we want to move this one but not the other one. So if I want this to be at a peak, what I can do is break the tangents, or break it, and that's this, break tangents. So I'm going to select that and click, and then it comes this dotted line thing. So now I can move this like that, so it goes faster before it hits the ground. So it's starting to look like the thing that we're, it's not, oh, it's most of the time you won't get that effect where your curves are looking kind of like what your animation should be, but it works for this time. So pop, pop, pop. It's really fast, so maybe that's too much, so I can just move this over more, move that over more, and then look, pop, pop. And that feels good up here actually a lot. So now, that's pretty good. I think we'll stop this video for now and move on to the next one, and we'll do like squash and stretch and some more fine tuning.